Hello everyone, a warm welcome to all of you in the today's daily current affairs session on EduTap, and I hope that all of you are healthy and preparing well for our upcoming exams. And when we talk about exams, then current affairs plays a very important part, and that is the reason that I am back with a very interesting session in which we are going to discuss the top PIB news from the month of February 2022. And today, the topic of the discussion is the National Rail Plan for India 2030. Okay, so before beginning the session, if you are new to our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe it and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates of the courses and videos offered by us. And you can also join our Telegram channel to get the access to the PDF of these sessions. To join the Telegram channel, kindly click on the link given in the description below. So let's move on to the session. Let's get started. So today the topic of the discussion is National Rail Plan for India 2030. See, we all know that Indian Railways is having a very rich history, as it was founded on 16th of April 1853, and it is also having the fourth largest network in terms of size all over the world. And now, in order to make it more efficient, greener, recently Indian Railways has drafted a national rail plan for India 2030. And why exactly this particular plan has been launched? Basically, this particular plan aims to formulate strategies based on both operational capacity as well as the commercial policy initiatives. And basic idea and the target behind launching this national rail plan is to increase the modal share of the railways in freight to 45%. Okay, and apart from that, when we talk about the objective of this national rail plan for India 2030, which has been recently launched by the Indian Railways, it is to create capacity ahead of the demand, which in turn would also cater to the future growth in demand right up to 2050. Okay, so basically the key idea behind the launch of this National Rail Plan for India 2030 is to make this railway system more efficient, greener and modern, and that is the reason that this National Rail Plan for India 2030 has been announced. So when we talk about the main features of the National Rail Plan, basically it aims to reduce the transit time of freight substantially by increasing the average speed of freight trains to 50 kilometers per hour. And apart from that, we have also discussed is that it want to increase the modal share of the freight to 45%. Apart from that, when we talk about this national rail plan, then under this national rail plan, a vision 2024 has also been launched, basically to enhance the implementation of certain critical projects by year 2024 only. And this, as per this vision 2024, Indian Railways aims for the 100% electrification of the systems, multi-tracking of the congested routes, upgrading, that is enhancing the speed on Delhi Havda and Delhi Mumbai routes to 160 kilometers per hour. And apart from that, when we talk about the golden quadrilateral and golden diagonal, it aims to upgrade the speed to 130 kilometer per hour on all other GQ GD routes. Apart from that, it also aims for the elimination of all level crossings on all GQ and GD routes. Now, under this National Rail Plan, the Indian Railways also aims to identify new dedicated freight corridors as well as high-speed rail corridors, and it is also going to assess the locomotive requirements in order to meet the twin objective of the electrification and increasing the freight model share to 45%. Okay, so these kind of values are really very important. So that was the overview plan of this National Rail Plan 2030, which has been recently launched by the Indian Railways. So apart from that, this National Rail Plan also aimed for the sustained involvement of the private sector, and this private sector inputs will be used in areas such as operations as well as ownership of the rolling stock. Apart from that, it will also involve the development of freight and passenger terminals, followed by development and operations of track infrastructure. So now let's come to the first practice question of our today's session, which is basically based on the National Rail Plan for India 2030. And in this question, what exactly the demand? Basically, this question is asking to identify the correct statement in relation with the National Rail Plan for India 2030. So you are required to identify the correct statements in relation with the National Rail Plan 2030, and then tell me in the comment section below that which one of the following statements are correct in relation with the National Rail Plan for India 2030. Okay, so the very first and says that it has been prepared by the Indian Railways to create a future ready railways system by year 2030. So this statement is absolutely correct in relation with the National Rail Plan for India 2030. The second statement says that it aims to formulate strategies based on the both operational capacities and commercial policy initiatives. And apart from that, its objective is to increase the modal share of railways in freight to 55%. But we have discussed that this particular target of increasing the modal share of the railways is to 45% and not 55%. So that means that the statement B is incorrect. Now let's move on to the statement C. It says that as part of the National Rail Plan, Vision 2024 has been launched, and it basically aims for the accelerated implementation of certain critical projects by 2024, such as 100% electrification, and that's why this particular statement is also correct. So the right answer will be both option A and C are correct. That is option D. So I hope that this particular part is very much clear to all of you, and now we are moving towards the next news of our today's session, which is here on your screen. So the next topic is about the Community Innovator Fellowship. So basically, Atal Innovation Mission, which is basically a flagship initiative of the NITI Aayog, which aims for promoting entrepreneurship and innovation across the length and breadth of our country. In collaboration with the United Nations Development Programme, India has recently launched the Community Innovator Fellowship CIF. And basically, this particular Community Innovator Fellowship was being launched on the occasion of International Day of Women and Girls in Science, and this day is being celebrated every year on 11th of February. And now you are going to tell me in the comment section below that what exactly is the theme of this International Day of Women and Girls in Science. Okay, so basically when we talk about the Community Innovator Fellowship, why it has been, what it is going to do, basically it is going to provide youth an opportunity where they can establish their social enterprises focusing on sustainable development goal based solutions for solving community issues. Basically this particular fellowship program, this is the 1 year fellowship program which has been launched to solve community issues, but these solutions to these particular issues will be based on sustainable development goals only. Okay, and that's how aspiring innovators these aspiring innovators will get an opportunity under this particular fellowship program, where they will acquire the skills and they will come up with innovative solutions in order to solve the community issues. And the detail this community innovator fellowship program will be discussed in the upcoming slides. So when we talk about the different features of the Community Innovator Fellowship, here you can see that it is a 1 year long intensive fellowship program, and under this particular fellowship program each fellow will be hosted at one of the AIMS ACICs, which stands for Atal Community Innovation Centers. And while getting training under these particular ACICs, what they will do, they will acquire the sustainable development goal awareness, entrepreneurship skills and life skills while they were working on their sustainable solutions for the community issues. Okay, so basically, why exactly they will be hosted at these ACICs? The reason behind that is these Atal Community Innovation Centers are going to provide them suitable resources in terms of operating facilities, co-working space, maker labs, etc. And that's how these Atal Community Innovation Centers is going to help them in getting to their desired solutions for the community issues, focusing on the sustainable development goals. See, now as the sustainable development goals are also in the news, so you are required to know about the sustainable development goals as well. Okay, so now when we coming back to this program, here you can see that this program is also going to focus on facilitating knowledge as well as capacity building among aspiring community innovators, which is essential to their entrepreneurship journey. Basically this particular program will make these aspiring innovators ready from their idea stage to their execution stage. That means commercializing that particular idea to come up with more innovative solutions which will be focused on these sustainable development goals in order to resolve the community issues. So when we talk about this Atal community innovation centers, what exactly these are? See, basically, these were established with a focus to develop the startup and innovation ecosystem, basically in the undeserved regions of the country. And presently, there are 12 ACICs across 9 states in the country, and government is aiming to make 50 such centers across the whole country. So when we talk about key theme of this community innovator fellowship, as I have already told you, it is basically the journey and making these aspiring innovators ready with the help of this 1 year long intensive fellowship program, from taking their enterprise from idea stage to the commercialization of their idea in order to resolve the upcoming community issues while focusing on the sustainable development goals. So basically, I really believe that this particular part is very much clear to all of you. And now when we talk about the sustainable development goals, here the complete list of 17 sustainable development goals has been mentioned here. Like the very first is no poverty, second is zero hunger, third one is good health and well-being, fourth is quality education, gender equality, clean air, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, and so on, which also includes life on land, peace, justice, and strong institutions, as well as partnership for the goals. So kindly go through these particular sustainable development goals, as well as you are also required to remember these particular goals from your exam point of view. So I hope that this topic is very much clear, and now let's move on to the practice question, which is based on this particular program only. So basically in this question, once again, you are required to identify the correct statements in relation with the Community Innovator Fellowship program. So the very first statement says it has been jointly launched by Atal Innovation Mission, NITI Aayog, in collaboration with UNDP India, which is absolutely correct. Second statement says that it is developed as a pre-incubation model, which is going to provide a youth with an opportunity to establish their social enterprises focusing on SDG based solutions. So this is also correct. The third statement says that during this fellowship, each fellow will be hosted at one of the Atal Atal Community Innovation Centers, and that too is correct. So the right answer for this question is option D, that is all of the above are correct. So I hope that this particular part is very much clear. And now let's move on to the googly question for our today's session. And today the googly question is basically based on the quarterly employment survey. Okay, and here basically in this question, what you're required to do, you are required to identify the incorrect statements in relation about the second quarter results of the quarterly employment survey. See, we have already taken a detailed session on this particular report of the second quarter of quarterly employment survey. You can watch the session as well. I will just add the link on the I button. You can just click on the I button and you will access you can access that particular session, and you can then answer this googly question as well. Okay, so basically in this question, you are required to identify the incorrect statement and tell me the answer in the comment section below. Now moving to the homework question from the previous session, basically the question was that which country is going to organize the One Ocean Summit. So basically France is the country which is going to organize this One Ocean Summit. And here is the list of the star performers. The star performers are those people who have answered the homework question and as well as the googly question correctly in the comment section below. And today once again I'm having a long list, and I'm really glad to see that all of you have answered the question correctly in the comment section below. And today's star performers are Vishal, Aarti, Neeraj, Janani, Raj Lakshmi, Mukesh, Simply Brainy, Rima, Prabha, Shivani, Sunil, Mansi, as well as Yukti Gupta. So congratulations to all of you. And guys, if you also want your name to be mentioned in the upcoming session, then please answer this particular question in the comment section below. Basically, India has recently signed an MOU with one of the countries in the field of tourism, and with this MOU, both these countries aims to enhance cooperation and encourage expansion of the bilateral relations in tourism. And basically, you are required to identify the name of the country with which this MOU has been signed by India. So when we talk about some additional points about this MOU, here you can see that this MOU is going to facilitate exchange of information and data related to the tourism. There will be a cooperation between the tourism stakeholders. It will also follow up with the cooperation and exchanges between training and education providers in the tourism. Apart from that, it will also focus on investments in the tourism and sustainable tourism development in both the countries. So I really believe that all of you will be answering this question as well correctly in the comments section. So my dear learners, that was all from the today's session. I really believe that today's session was useful and fruitful to all of you. If you have any queries, you can drop us a mail at hello@edutap.co.in. You can also call us at 814-620-7241. And guys, before concluding the session, I request all of you also, if you are having any suggestions to improve and to make these sessions more impactful and interesting, kindly give your suggestions in the comment section below. And if also you want any topic to be covered by me in these kind of sessions, then also kindly name the topic and I will try my best to come up with those particular topics in the detailed session. So thank you for joining us. Wish you all happy learning.